The balanced scorecard is a management technique for assessing and communicating the performance of the business. This approach to appraising business performance was introduced by Kaplan and Norton in 1992. The balanced scorecard focuses on both financial and non-financial performance indicators and provides a link between an organization's strategy and its short-term operations and performance measurements. It does this across 4 perspectives. Financial perspective. The financial perspective considers how the organization can create value for its shareholders. The organization might focus on increasing revenues, reducing costs, or utilizing its assets more efficiently. Its performance here might be measured in terms of increased net profit margin, or perhaps increased return on investment or increased earnings per share. Of course, other financial measures are also possible here. Customer perspective. The customer perspective considers how the organization appears to its customers. The aim for the organization is to achieve total customer satisfaction. It's important to understand that a link exists between the customer perspective and the financial perspective, in that a happy customer today should mean increased revenue and profits in the future. The organization's performance here might be assessed by a reduction in the number of customer complaints, or an increase in the number of customer visits, or perhaps the percentage increase of on-time deliveries. Again, other non-financial performance measures are possible here in determining how the organization appears to its customers. Internal perspective. The organization must identify the internal business processes that are critical to the implementation of a strategy. In other words, the aim here is for efficiency of its operations, so as to achieve the customer and the financial objectives. Performance assessment from an internal perspective could be in terms of reducing staff turnover, or reducing the number of mistakes, or perhaps increasing the organization's IT capability. Innovation perspective. The aim for the organization here is constant learning and growth. The organization must continue to develop and provide capabilities that will achieve the internal, the customer, and the financial objectives. For example, increasing staff training or enhancing research and development expenditure might result in less staff mistakes, internal perspective. Hence, increasing customer satisfaction, customer perspective, which in turn increases the organization's profit, financial perspective. It is very important to understand that the 4 perspectives are linked. The principle is that to achieve long-term financial success, the organization needs to meet or exceed customer expectations. To meet or exceed customer expectations, internal business processes must be very good, and the organization will need to keep innovating, learning, and improving. So again, for example, more regular staff training, innovation perspective, should improve the performance of that staff, internal perspective, which in turn should result in an increase in the level of customer satisfaction, customer perspective. Ultimately, a happier customer will result in long-term increases in profit of the business, financial perspective. Hence, by focusing on non-financial measures in the short term, staff training, reducing mistakes, keeping the customer happy, the financial measure of increased profits will be achieved in the long term. Thus, the balanced scorecard provides a valuable link between the short-term business operations and the long-term goal or strategy of that business. The balanced scorecard can be considered a dynamic and efficient tool used in delivering the organization's strategy.